Hello, my name is Emmanuel and welcome to another episode of FPV OE. So if you watched my last video, I flew for the first time with the FPV3 remote controller. Really good, so it was just nice to get the hang of the sticks and see how it works. And I had my whole kind of learning plan set up to learn throttle management and just kind of leveling off and turning and try and get that all completed before I went full manual for the first time. But I had a comment on the video, saying that actually the throttle management for it is completely different when you fly in manual. So whereas in sport and normal mode you have to hit the kind of 50-way mark before you get any lift on the drone, in manual apparently, well not apparently, it is, the moment you start pushing up you get lift. So after that comment I thought to myself, okay, let me just check it out and see exactly how different the throttle management is, because if it's wildly different there's no point me really spending the next few weeks learning to fly in sport and normal. So I set it up on the goggles, so the custom button is now set to manual. I left the attitude limit on so it doesn't flip or roll. So that, I thought to myself, I'm not going to do that because there's no point, because I'm not going to be doing those kind of things. Put it in my living room floor, took off and went to full manual. 10 seconds later, the drone had shot across the room, it picked up a water bottle with it and pinned itself between the TV cabinet and the water bottle, and the propellers were just tearing the label of the water bottle up. I couldn't even stop it. I pressed stop, but I think because it was pinned, it just kept going, so I just had to grab it and eventually managed to stop it. But because of that, I've learned there is a huge jump between sport and normal and manual. I knew it was going to be a big jump, but it is actually a much bigger jump than I thought. So because of that, I've actually decided to scrap learning in sport and normal because I don't see the point. Yes, it was nice just to get the feel for the sticks, but actually I'm not learning any real sort of throttle management because this is doing a lot of it for me. And as well, even with the pitch and roll, when you turn the Avata 2 with them in normal and sport, it recenters back to basically leveling off when you let go of it, whereas it doesn't when you do that in manual. So that plan is now completely scrapped. I'm going full manual all the time from now on, and that is what today's is going to be. So I've watched a few videos online and people suggested to start with hovering because that's probably the fundamental thing you have to learn. So I will get this set up and we will start with not my first. I say this, I've done 3 batteries with this for full disclosure. I've tried, I'm still not any good at it, but I've tried 3 full batteries just hovering on the spot. But I'm going to record one of the sessions now and just show you exactly how I'm going to be learning to hover at the beginning for now, and that will be the first step, I guess, into my full manual journey. Right, so I have the drone set up on this orange mat, which I'm going to kind of use to kind of be my hovering spot of where I want to keep it. I am going to not use the goggles for this, so that I'm not actually wearing the goggles. They are on the side. So let me start this up. Right, so currently it is in normal mode. It's landing, so I put it too low. Let me take that off again. Start the propellers. Right, so there we go. So it's normal mode. I'm going to angle the gimbal down. So when you put it into full manual mode, there's something on the screen where you have to kind of line up the throttle. I can't actually see it because I'm not wearing the goggles, but I've got a rough idea. It's kind of like in the middle of the joystick. So I'm just going to put it into full manual and then line that up where I think it is. It should suddenly just drop when it goes into full manual. Is it gone? No. So this is the problem, because I can't see where the stick is meant to be at the moment. I'm just having to guess. Oh, there we go. All right. Ooh. Right, so take 2. We will start it again in normal modes and then take off. So as I said, it is completely different. The moment you put it into full manual, it is just a different world. Okay, but right, I'm going to put it into full manual. The gimbal is pointed down again. I'll put it into full manual mode now, and then I will slowly line up. There we go. All right, so I think it's in full manual now. Okay, so there we go. So let me bring it down. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so this is what I've read online. Okay, so basically they say when you're first learning, you should aim for the bubble. So basically there's like about 5 inches off the floor, there is a bubble that is created by the drone. So now I'm not actually touching the throttle at all. It's kind of bouncing on the air it's creating underneath it. I'm sure there's some sort of scientific term for it or something, but I'm not sure exactly what that is. But my aim at the moment is to try and keep it on that orange landing pad, which is proving to be very, very difficult. I can't explain how difficult it is. Like the slightest, and I mean the slightest movements are throwing it off completely. So I think the gimbal's gone back up, so I'm going to put it back down. Okay, so you can't change the gimbal direction when it's in full manual. I guess you can only do it on the dial. But yeah, it is a completely different experience to flying it in sport or normal. Like even this now, where it's kind of bouncing on the floor and just keeping itself in like at one level, I'm struggling to even just control just the yaw and pitch. But we are getting there slightly. No. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, ooh. Yeah, so it is, I can't explain to you how difficult it is. Like I have a newfound, I have an even more of a newfound respect when I see people flying FPV drones. I had a respect for them already, but me not being able to even just keep this above the orange, Okay, so I've just hit the pause button. Oh shit, oh, no. Right, so crash 2, the first time outside and about doing this in manual. So it's not going the best, as you can see, but it's going to be a very steep learning curve. So I'll get it back up in the air. Okay, so we're back in normal. I will switch it over again to manual. I just have to find that point on the goggles, as I can't see it, as I said, because I'm not wearing them. Just need to find that point where it switches over. No, haven't found it yet. 1 second. So let me just put it back into it. So where is it? Oh, there we go. I found it. Oh, yeah. This is not going well. Right. So attempt number 3 taking place. So again, I will start in normal, take off. Okay, now I will switch it over to manual again and then find that spot. And there we go, we found it. So I'm going to bring it down. Oh, okay. So I'm now kind of on that bubble that the people mentioned online. So I'm no longer really touching the throttle. But I'm now just trying to keep it on the orange pad, which is not going well. I can't. Yeah, this is way, way harder than I thought it was going to be. Especially when I moved to the controller, I thought, okay, if I could get it in normal and sport, it would make manual easy. And I don't know if you can see on the camera on the phone how much it's moving around. And I'm telling you, I'm barely, and I mean barely, moving the remote. It is the slightest movements. And yeah, I've had more crashes in the past 10 minutes than I've had in the month and a half of owning the drone. In fact, I think I've had 1 crash from owning the drone since I've had it. And so now, okay. All right, well that's not helping. So let me try and go a bit higher. Okay. Yeah, it is so difficult. I don't know if wearing the goggles actually would make it easier. Oh, right. So I'll bring it back to the middle because I just have to hit the pause button, so it's back in normal. This is going to be a serious learning curve. I cannot explain how sensitive it is when you put it in full manual. I'm also hoping that these, oh, there we go, bring it down. Okay, I'm also hoping that the drone isn't too loud, by the way, so I'm hoping you can hear what I'm saying. But yeah, it is so sensitive. Like the slightest, and I mean the slightest movements. I don't have anything else to record my hands to show you, but I'm literally barely, and I mean barely moving this controller, and I cannot keep it in spot. So yeah, so I know people said about learning to do it quite high up for your first time, but I said, just from reading online as well, people are saying the best thing to do is learn to hover, and obviously because you're doing it near the ground, you can use that sort of air bubble to basically mean you only have to focus on the pitch and yaw, and yeah, it's not going well. I'll be honest, in my first 3 batteries I did inside though, I think I did a little bit better than I'm doing now, but then equally it might also have been because of the fact that there was no wind or anything. So outside obviously I've got the elements, so I'm dealing with the wind, and that's probably flowing it around as well. But it is a struggle. I don't, it's almost nerve-wracking to the point that I'm thinking to myself, will I ever actually be able to fly this in manual? I think I could easily get to it in sport or normal if I had a bit more practice, but in manual I think it's going to be difficult. Right now I'm just aiming to try and get like 2 minutes hovering in one spot. Oh, okay, here we go, so we're above it. No. Okay, no. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we're above it, so now no. Oh. Okay, so maybe actually the pad wasn't the best thing as well, because the pad keeps getting blown up by the edges of the motor, so that's kind of creating like a sort of barrier for the drone. But as you can see there, it kind of keeps getting lifted up by the drone, which isn't helping me at all actually. But all right, okay, here we go. Now my aim is to try and do 2 minutes, 3 minutes of just keeping it in spot. You can see how much wind is blowing. It's blowing that little weed that's growing out the patio. Ignore the patio please, it's in that after winter season bit, so it needs to clean, and I have not got around to it yet. But okay, there we go. No, I'm going to try and stand behind the drone I think, instead of standing to the side, because I think that might give me a bit more of an idea of what kind of perception I'm doing. Oh no, it might help improve my perception of it. So if I straighten the drone up so I'm kind of directly behind it. Oh! Oh, yeah. And there we go, that did not go well either again. So yeah, this is going to be my... Is it gone off? Right, restart the motors, back up in normal. I mean, just to put it in perspective, is when you're flying it in normal and sport. So this is in normal at the moment, and you can see it's obviously it stabilizes itself. So all the movement, all the like keeping it stable, keeping it spot. If I press to the side, it kind of just bounces itself straight back up. It doesn't do any of that. So just in case you're wondering why is it so hard, this is it flying in normal mode, or sport mode it would be if you're using this remote, and it's just keeping itself there. But the moment I put it back into manual again, which I'm going to do now, you can see how unstable it becomes, just because of the winds, the fact that it doesn't center itself, it's got nothing keeping it in place, so it is literally all you. And it's difficult. I said I knew it was going to be difficult, but I think I didn't realize just how difficult this was going to be. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very steep learning curve, because to go and start doing like power loops and flying around and flying through objects when I can't even keep it flying in one spot for 2 minutes, like 2 minutes, like 30 seconds. Oh, that is, yeah, it's going to be a steep learning curve. My plan is now just to keep practicing this. So I think the videos I saw said basically use this kind of bubble that's for me. If you look at the drone now, you can see it's just kind of bouncing. I'm not touching the throttle, but it's bouncing because it creates a kind of little bubble underneath it. So I'm going to use this to learn to fly at this level and hover, and then after that I'm then going to basically learn to fly at a higher altitude where it will just be relying on the drone and throttle management itself. But I need to master keeping it in one spot first, which is, yeah, it's difficult. I'm going to try and record my hands next time I do this, because if you see it, it's unbelievable. The amount of movements I'm doing are tiny. I almost feel like I'm not even moving my fingers, and you can see how the drone's dancing all over the shop. Yeah. I would like to try and get it hovering in one spot for the end of this video, but I don't know if I will. I thought I might have been able to do it. I had a lot more hope, especially because I've done 3 batteries with this already. As I say, I've thrown it with 3 full batteries, but all were in, as I say, all of them were inside. I was just flying around my living room, just hovering. I was trying to like hover above a certain point on the carpet, and yeah, just not going well at all. Oh, there we go. Okay, hold on. No. Right, I'm going to start my 3-minute timer now. No, it's gone. Right. No. No. Oh, no. Okay, so it's back on the bubble. So again, I'm not touching the throttle at all anymore. So that's kind of how they say to do it. Like, just leave the throttle to let it bounce, and then you can just focus basically on the one or the 2 axes really. Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so this is looking a lot better. I think, as I say, I think because I'm not angled directly behind the drone as well, I'm going to turn it so I can angle myself behind it so I have a better idea of what the movements I'm putting in are. So if I'm stand behind it, oh no, 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 oh gosh, okay, no. Okay, if we can finish this video, even if I don't stay above it, if I can finish it without crashing another time, I will see that as a success. And I think I definitely need to start practicing outside. I think doing indoors is good, but you don't have elements around you, and realistically 99% of your flights are going to be outdoors, not around your living room. So yeah, I need to do it outdoors because that's making a big difference. I'm trying to learn to pick up the drone when it starts moving. Oh, okay, so let me get myself behind it directly. No. Oh. Oh. Okay, so yeah, I think as well next time I'm going to scrap the orange pads, because as you can see that orange pad is just causing me more trouble sometimes actually. Or I'm going to pin it down somehow. I think pinning it down might be a better idea, but just so I can have something to actually aim for. But yeah, it's really, really difficult. I can't explain how difficult this actually is. I can't see what the battery percentage is. I can just see the green lights on the back. I think it's down to the last one. So I'm going to try and aim for 30 seconds on the spot, and then I'm going to call it a day with this. Oh. Yeah, okay, so I think we'll call that one a day. Right. I think we'll definitely call that a day for now with this video. My poor Avata has taken more damage in the past 15 minutes than it's taken in the whole time I've had it. So I think that kind of sums up the difference between normal, sport and full manual. Even with the FPV3 controller, it's completely different. I cannot explain how hard it is. I knew it was going to be harder, but I'm actually shocked. I'm shocked how hard it is. I can't even keep it hovering. So this is now my new plan. I'm now going to be hovering over that mat or on a certain spot outdoors and trying to perfect that before I take it up to the next level. So I will give you an update of how I'm getting on, and yeah, wish me luck. Thanks for watching.